Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranams. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Just 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I'll start with the Kirtan. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhare Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhare Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhare Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radharamana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda 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 Gopala 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरुदेव की जय, नित्य गौर सीतानाथ परमानंद। Hare Krishna, welcoming all devotees to the series of Brahma Samhita in this auspicious month of Purushottam Mas. So let's start with prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama-shloke Bhakter Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripātam Aham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Brahma Samhita, we have to do text 12 today. We have covered till text 11. So I'm seeking blessings from all the devotees on board, because either ways, the topic is quite interesting and more esoteric, and it's an humble attempt to try to understand with all of you together. So kindly bless me so that I can be able to do some justice to this. So before we start, anybody wants to share what exactly we saw yesterday? Anybody wants to share? You can see the translation. Yeah. Prashanti Mataji, can you please read the translation of text 11,
Yes.
sorry, of text 11.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord of the mundane world, Mahavishnu, possesses thousands of heads, eyes, hands. He is the source of thousands of avatars in his thousands of subjective portions. He is the creator of thousands of individual souls. Shall I read purport, Mataji?
Okay, it's just 2 lines. You can go ahead.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Mahavishnu, the object of worship of the hymns of all the Vedas, is possessed of an infinity of senses and potencies, and he is the prime Avatara Purusha, the source of all the avatars. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. So we have seen the translation of this, says thousands and thousands of heads, eyes, thousands, the source of thousands of avatars, thousands of subjective portions, creator of thousands and thousands of individuals. So such a personality we are trying to understand with our limited senses, or with our limited capacity. So it is definitely going to be a very limited understanding as of now. So we will see text 12 and try to understand what Lord Brahma is praying. Yeah, I see only Anita Mataji, Shobha Mataji is on. One or two more to read the. Yeah, Anita Mataji, can you please read the shloka?
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Narayana sa bhagavan apastasmat sanatanat avirasit karanarno nidhi sankartanatmakaha yoga nidram gatastasmin sahasramsha swayam mahan.
Shobha Mataji, word to word translation, please.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Synonyms: Narayana, named Narayana, Sah, that Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mahavishnu, Apaha, water, Tasmat, from that, Sana, Tanat, eternal person. Avirasit, has sprung, Karana, Arna, the causal ocean. Nidhi, expanse of water. Sankarsana Atmaka, the subjective portion of Sangarshana. Yoga Nidham Gatha, in the state of deep sleep. Tasmin, in that water. Sahasra Amsha, with thousands of portions. Swayam, himself. Mahan, the supreme person. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Haripur. Thank you.
Yes, Sindhu Mataji, can you please read the translation?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna, pranams. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. This is by His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Yes, please. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Translation. The same Mahavishnu is spoken of by the name of Narayana in this mundane world. From that eternal person has sprung the vast expanse of water of the spiritual casual ocean. The subjective portion of Sankar.
It is causal ocean, not casual.
Causal ocean.
Yeah.
Spiritual causal ocean. The subjective portion of Sankarshana, who abides in Paravyoma, the above Supreme Purusha, with thousands of subjective portions, reposes in the state of divine sleep, Yoga Nidra, in the waters of the spiritual Kaushal ocean.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari Bol Mataji.
Hari Bol. Krishnamurti Prabhu, please read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Yoga Nidra, divine sleep, is spoken as a ecstatic trance which is of the nature of the bliss of the true subjective personality. The above mentioned Rama Devis is Yoga Nidra in the form of Yoga Maya. Mataji, if you don't mind, I want to recite that verse, please, after you. Will you help me?
This verse you want to recite, Prabhu?
Oh, yes, Mataji.
Okay. Narayana sa Bhagavan
Narayana Bhagavan
Apastasmat Sanatanat
Apastasma Sanatanat
Avirasit Karanarno
Avirasit Karanarno
Nidhi Sankarshanatmakaha
Nidhi Sankarshanatmakaha
Yoga Nidram Gatastasmin
Yoga Nidram Gatas Tasmin
Sahasramsha Swayam Mahan.
Sahasramsha Swayam Mahan. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so actually, I would like to read some explanations given in Adi Leela chapter 5 of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then Lord Brahma is trying to pray here. Kindly, okay, I will share that what I want to read. Can you please give me a minute? Okay. Yes. Is there anybody who wants to read? There's 2, 3. I want somebody to read it a little slowly so that devotees can follow. Yeah. Yes. The glories of Lord Nityananda, chapter 5 of Adi Leela. Yes, Prashanti Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
The glories of Lord Nityananda Balarama. This chapter is chiefly devoted to describing the essential nature and glories of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Sri Krishna is the absolute personality of Godhead, and his first expansion is in a form of pastimes is Sri Balarama. Beyond the limitation of this material world is the spiritual sky, Paravyoma, which has many spiritual planets, the supreme of which is called Krishna Loka. Krishna Loka, the abode of Krishna, has 3 divisions, which are known as Dwaraka, Mathura, and Goloka. Gokula. In that abode, the personality of Godhead expands himself into 4 plenary portions: Krishna, Balarama, Pradyumna, the transcendental Cupid, and Aniruddha. They are known as the original quadruple forms.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dhanvat Pranam.
Give chance for others. Before that, how many of us we can think back of the picture that we saw some time back, and I think it was shared in the group also. So we are talking of the Paravyoma of the spiritual world, where on the top Krishna is there, and then the first expansion is Balrama. No, before that, the Krishna Loka, abode of Krishna, has 3 divisions. It says Dwaraka, Mathura, and Gokula, and he expands himself. First, he expands himself as Balrama, and the first quadruple expansion, that is Balrama, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Krishna, Balrama, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. This is the original quadruple expansion, right? So I hope you are all able to visualize the picture that we saw some time back, right? So we will see next. Yeah, Sudha Mataji, please go ahead. Read
Hare
one
Krishna.
paragraph. Hare Krishna.
In Krishna Loka is a transcendental place known as Shweta Dvipa or Vrindavana. Below Krishna Loka in the spiritual sky are the Vaikuntha planets. On each Vaikuntha planet, a four-handed Narayana expanded from the first quadruple manifestation is present. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Sri Balarama in Krishna Loka, is the original Sankarshana, attracting deity, and from this Sankarshana expands another Sankarshana called the Mahasankarshana, who resides in one of the Vaikuntha planets. By his internal potency, Mahasankarshana maintains the transcendental existence of all the planets in the spiritual sky, where all the living beings are eternally liberated souls. The influence of the material energy is conspicuous there by its absence. On those planets, the second quadruple manifestation is present. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you. So I'm going to repeat this so that the picture is clear in our minds. Krishna Loka in the Paravyoma. Then you have Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokula, and Krishna expanding the first quadruple expansion of Krishna, Balrama, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And then after that, below that are the Vaikuntha planets, where in the Vaikuntha planets you have four-handed Narayana. And then we are talking about Sankarshana, the original Sankarshana, who expands another Sankarshana called Mahasankarshana. From the main Sankarshana, original Sankarshana, Mahasankarshana comes, okay, who resides in one of the Vaikuntha planets. And by his internal potency, Mahasankarshana maintains the spiritual sky, right? So the influence of material energy is conspicuous by its absence in the spiritual sky. So from there we have the second quadruple manifestation, right? So we'll see. Swati Mataji, can you please read the next paragraph?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Outside of the Vaikuntha planet is the impersonal manifestation of Sri Krishna, which is known as Brahmaloka. On the other side of Brahmaloka is the spiritual Karana Samudra or causal ocean. The material energy exists on the other side of the causal ocean without touching it. In the causal ocean is Mahavishnu, the original Purusha, expansion of Sankarshana. Mahavishnu places his glance over the material energy, and by a reflection of his transcendental body, he amalgamates himself within the material elements.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Thank
Okay,
you.
Mataji.
Yeah. So now you see why we are reading this chapter 5, where it is giving us how, what we are reading, what we have been reading till now in Brahma Samhita about Goloka, and then how the other expansions. Hare Krishna. Yes, okay. So we saw how Gokula is expanded into 3, and then the first expansion, the first quadruple expansion, the Vaikuntha planets, the Narayana, then the second quadruple expansion. Then you have the Brahma Jyoti. That is what it's called, the impersonal feature of the Lord, the Brahma Jyoti or Brahma Loka. And then below that is the Karana ocean. And then on one side it says we have the material planets, which is untouched by the causal ocean. And and then we are talking about now the Mahavishnu. The next part, when we read in here how in the causal ocean Mahavishnu, the original Purusha, expansion of Sankarshana. And what does Mahavishnu do? By his glance, okay, by his glance he makes the whole thing alive. Otherwise, and the reflection of his transcendent body, he amalgamates himself within the material elements. Only after the glance, the material world comes into life, right? So we will see next. Yeah, Nidhi Mataji can please read as the one paragraph. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
As the
Krishna.
source of the material elements, the material energy is known as pradhana, and as the source of the manifestation of the material energy, it is known as Maya. But material nature is inert in that she has no independent power to do anything. She is empowered to make the cosmic manifestation by the glance of Mahavishnu. Therefore, the material energy is not the original cause of the material manifestation. Rather, the transcendental glance of Mahavishnu over material nature produces that cosmic manifestation.
Okay.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the material energy is known as pradhana, and then it is not because of Maya the creation that is happening. Here it is very clearly saying rather the transcendental glance of Mahavishnu over the material nature produces the cosmic manifestation. So this is much against what we have studied, that everything came from a big bang, and then that is how the world was created. So here, unless there is an intervention of Chetana or of a spiritual or of a spiritual nature, nothing comes to life, is what we can understand from this. So now we have Mahavishnu who has glanced the cosmic manifestation and which has come to life. Now, so we'll see the next. Now, Kishori Mataji, please read the next one.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Mahavishnu again enters every universe as the reservoir of the living of all living entities. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
Read a little more slowly, Mataji, so that it is everybody can comprehend. Yeah, because it's something we need to keep listening slowly and again for us to understand it. So little pace it little more. Yes.
Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, expand Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, the super soul of every living entity. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu also has his own Vaikuntha planet in every universe, where he lives as the super soul or supreme controller of the universe. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu reclines in the midst of the watery portion of universe and generate the first living creature of the universe. Brahma, the imaginary universal form, is a partial manifestation of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare Krishna. So now you see where we are, why we have chosen this portion of the Adi Leela chapter 5 and what we read from Brahma Samhita, because here we are coming to how Mahavishnu, he enters every universe, okay, as a Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, and then and not only and see like how we know Kshirodakasaya Vishnu has entered into each living entity, and then the living entity starts functioning the same way. The universe as such has a super soul too, which is called Garbhodakasaya Vishnu. So which is where he's sleeping on the Karana Jala. He's Medhavini Mataji, can I make you the co-host so that anybody, you can mute them? Okay. Yeah. So I made you the co-host just in case, Garbhodakasaya Vishnu is lying on the watery portion, which is called the Karana Jala. So that is how that Vishnu is also called as Karana Vasai Vishnu also. And then he is reclining, and then the first living entity of that particular universe is created. And who is that? It is Brahma. And the imaginary universal form is a partial manifestation of Garbhodakasaya Vishnu. What universal form are we talking about? Can anybody wants to spell this or tell what universal form is a partial manifestation, imaginary universal form we are talking about?
Mataji, is it Virat Purusha Mataji?
Yes.
Which we read in Bhagavad Gita?
Yes, yes. It is imaginary universal form because it is present only when, during that period of the existence. So it is imaginary and it's a partial manifestation of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So we just again a quick repeat. Krishna Loka, where we saw is a 1,000, I mean, how it is it's a 1,000 petal. The loka, Goloka is made as like a 1,000 petal flower. That is the shape of it. And then from there, you have the first expansion of Balrama. Before that, you have Dwaraka, Mathura, and Gokula. These are the three. From the Krishna Loka, you have these three abodes also. And the first expansion as Balrama, and Balrama is first the quadruple expansion. And from the first quadruple expansion, you have the Vaikuntha Lokas. And in the Vaikuntha Lokas, you have the 400 Narayana form. And then you have the second quadruple expansion of Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And from after that, you have the Brahma Jyoti. And after the Brahma Jyoti, you have the causal ocean. And in the causal ocean, you have Mahavishnu, and partial expansion of Mahavishnu is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is, creates the first living entity, Brahma, right? So we have kind of tried to understand the creation in a gist, right? So now we will see, and then we also saw how Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is the imaginary universal form is a partial manifestation of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, who is reclining on the watery portion of the universe. So the next paragraph will be read by Padma Mataji. Yes, Padma Mataji, you want to read the next paragraph?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
On the Vaikuntha planet, in every universe is an ocean of milk. And within that ocean is an island called Sweta Dvipa, where Lord Vishnu lives. Therefore, this chapter describes two Sweta Dvipas, one in the abode of Krishna and the other in the ocean of milk in every universe. The Sweta Dvipa in the abode of Krishna is identical with Vrindavan Dham, which is the place where Krishna appears himself to display his loving pastimes. In the Sweta Dvipa, within every universe, is a Shesha, form of Godhead, who serves Vishnu by assuming the form of his umbrella, slippers, couch, pillows, garments, residence, sacred thread, throne, and so on.
Okay. So, we are trying to understand one Shweta Dvipa, then we have number of Shweta Dvipas. Anyway, that was on the lighter note. So we have understood there is a Shweta Dvipa in Golok Vrindavana, and there is now in this paragraph when we read, we are talking about one more Shweta Dvipa within each universe, right? So within each universe, you have the Shweta Dvipa, which is called the Milk Ocean. In the Shweta Dvipa, within every universe, Shesha, form of Godhead, who serves Vishnu by assuming form as different. Whatever the paraphernalia we use for Krishna's service, in Krishna's service, it can be Vyasas and it can be the book that is being kept, that stand, book stand, the Kartal, the Mridanga, everything is an expansion of Balrama or the Sankarshana. I mean, like here it is saying Vishnu by assuming form of umbrella slippers. It is said Balrama is the service personified. So he expands into all those paraphernalia which we use in service of Krishna. So in the same way, he is assuming form as umbrella, slippers, couch, pillow, garments, residence, sacred thread, throne, etc. So we have seen till now how the whole creation, how we came up to Mahavishnu, and then Mahavishnu to Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu giving birth to Brahma, and how in each universe there is one Shweta Dvipa, other than the eternal Shweta Dvipa which is in Golok Vrindavana. And this is the Milk Ocean. where all the demigods go and pray. When we keep hearing of the past times, that whenever demigods are in trouble, when the demons have become too powerful, they go to the Shweta Dvipa, to the milk ocean, to pray to Vishnu. So this is the Shweta Dvipa that we are talking about, right? Now, before a small explanation of what we read in the Brahma Samhita, I will share one more thing from Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, and then we can try to see what exactly.
Hare Krishna Mataji, sorry to disturb you.
Yes, Mataji.
Where is this milk ocean exactly located, Mataji?
See,
Karna ocean we know, but where is the milk ocean?
See, I'll one second, Mataji. I will just take this what we read again now, right? Adi Leela, chapter 5. Just give me a minute, Mataji. Okay. Okay. On the Vaikuntha planet, in every universe, is an ocean of milk, and within that ocean is an island called Shweta Dvipa, where Lord Vishnu lies. Right? So before that, if you see in the previous paragraph, it says Mahavishnu again enters into every universe, a reservoir of living entities, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. From Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu expands Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, super soul. No, where they said, no, where we read it here, just okay. Can you see this paragraph, Mataji? Outside of the Vaikuntha planets is the impersonal manifestation of Sri Krishna, which is known as Brahmaloka. Okay. On the other side of Brahmaloka is the spiritual Karana Samudra, or the causal ocean. The material energy exists on the other side of the causal ocean without touching it. In the causal ocean is Mahavishnu, the original Purusha, expansion from Sankarshana. Mahavishnu, okay. So there, on the other, here, from what little that we can understand, the on one side of the causal ocean is the material universes, and on the other side you have this spiritual Karana Samudra. In that spiritual Karana Samudra, in each universe,
Mataji, is it the Raja river?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, you are not clear, Mataji.
Yeah, no, I was asking the Karana ocean is there. Above that, the spiritual
Brahma
planets,
Jyoti.
the Braja river is there. Braja river.
No, yeah, what exactly Mataji asked was, we are talking of the Shweta Dvipa, the ocean of milk within each universe, right? Isn't it, Padma Mataji?
Yes, yes, Mataji. Because the other day also when Gaurachandra Prabhu was explaining to us, none of us knew where the ocean of milk is.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji. No, actually, Prabhu said it is in Dhruvaloka. The ocean of milk and Shweta Dvipa is in Dhruvaloka.
Yes.
So that is the Vaikuntha planet in each universe, Mataji.
In each universe, because Dhruvaloka is not destroyed when the universe is destroyed, because it is a Vaikuntha Loka. So Shweta Dvipa, or
it
this
comes
milk
in
ocean
actually
is
in Canto 5. It comes like when Dhruva Maharaj is splitting the whole universe like into 7 islands, right? So in that one is filled with the milk. So in Bhagavad cosmology, it is explained that in that milk planet, so we are there. So like that, it was
in the milk planet, we are in the material this thing. Yes. Dhruvaloka is above the material planet, is above the material universe. So if what did you say? We are in the milk planet, you're saying?
No, Mataji, actually he is splitting all the universe into 7 islands, right? 7 oceans and 7 islands he's splitting.
Okay. Yeah.
So in that one is filled with milk. So in that ways I know, Mataji, but in depth I am not getting it actually.
Okay. So
But I have heard in one lecture, I think 2-3 days before only, I heard that the universe, so the Karanodakashai Vishnu, where he lies is the Shweta Deepa, that is filled with the milk ocean.
Okay. Karana Jala.
Mataji?
But what we hear is Karna Laksha Vishnu, he lies in Karna ocean.
Yeah,
So
it
this
is
is
not the milk ocean.
Mataji, 1 second.
No,
Mataji.
Kshiradaksha Vishnu, sorry, I was
Yeah,
wrong.
Shira Laksha Vishnu, yes.
Yes, in each universe, he is lying in the milk ocean.
And from him only that, yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Madam.
Mataji, the chart you have shared is not.
Yes.
In that chart, that is they have mentioned Dhruvaloka or the pole star is the abode of Krishna Kshirodayika Vishnu within his material world.
Okay.
Upon it, there is an ocean of milk. And within that ocean, there is an island known as Shweta Dvipa. Kshirodayakshai Vishnu as Paramatma, Super Soul, is situated in everyone's heart and even within every atom. A little bit down, there is Garbhodakashai Vishnu, picture is also there.
So, Kshirodakashai Vishnu, that is what? Kshirodakashai Vishnu is within our hearts also, and he is in the Shweta Dvipa also, in the milk ocean. In the milk ocean. So, now from that picture, we understand it is above Garbhodakashai Vishnu, above the Garbhodakashai Vishnu, and the material universe is below. Right? Because even here, when we read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it very clearly says on the Vaikuntha planet in every universe is an ocean milk, and within that ocean is an island called Shweta Dvipa where Lord Vishnu lives. Therefore, this chapter describes 2 Shweta Dvipas, one in the abode of Krishna and another in the ocean of milk in every universe. It is not that the Karana Jala is milk universe. There is another ocean of milk in every universe. The Shweta Dvipa in the abode of Krishna is identical with Vrindavana Dhama, which is the place where Krishna appears himself to display his loving pastimes. In the Shweta Dvipa within every universe is a Shesha form of Godhead, which serves Vishnu by assuming the form of umbrella. So actually, we are, in one sense, we are trying to picturize the whole thing, trying to bifurcate where exactly the Shweta Dvipa within the universe is coming. So yes, from what we have kind of read till now, we can understand that it is above the 14 planetary systems.
Yes.
The 14 planetary systems, and then these 14 planetary systems is, with some understanding, we can try to
Vaikuntha planet, no?
Vaikuntha planet, yeah. So because Dhruvaloka is also a Vaikuntha planet, I have to recheck on that aspect. If the Shweta Dvipa is within the Dhruvaloka.
He gave yesterday the reference of 4.9.29, Mataji. 4.9.29.
So we can check.
That's in Srimad Bhagavatam?
No, in Brahma Samhita only.
Brahma Samhita, okay.
No. SB Mataji, Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 9th chapter, 29th verse.
4.9.29, right?
Yes, Mataji. SB.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, I'm just checking on that. You can just see. Okay, I will just share this so that we can see what. Yeah. Can you all see this?
Yes.
Can anybody wants to read the translation, please? Chandrika Mataji, please kindly read the translation.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Maitreya answered, Dhruva Maharaja's heart, which was pierced by the arrows of the harsh words of his stepmother, was greatly aggrieved. And thus, when he fixed upon his goal of life, he did not forget her misbehavior. He did not demand actual liberation from this material world, but at the end of his devotional service, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared before him, he was simply ashamed of the material demands he had in his mind.
Maybe it is some other text. Okay, it is not. It is about in the Dhruva this thing, but
Mataji,
not.
please refer 4.9.25.
Okay. Because I had another text where we could understand this aspect. Okay, this the one thing I will check, and then we can read what I had referred to. 4.9.25. You're saying, okay? Okay. Yes. Chandrika Mataji, you want to read the translation? Hare Krishna. Okay. Shobha Mataji, do you want to read the translation, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Hari Bol. Translation by Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The personality of God had continued. My dear Durva, after your material life in this body, you will planet, which always offered obeisances by the residents of all other planetary systems. It is situated above planets of the 7 rishis, and having gone there, you will never have to come back again to this material world. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Do you want me to continue purport?
The highlighted part only.
Okay. In purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In this verse, the word navartate is very significant. The Lord says, you will not come back to this material world. You will reach Matsthanam, my abode. Therefore, Dhruvaloka, or the pole star, is the abode of Lord Vishnu.
In the material world. Upon there is an ocean milk.
In this material world. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Hare.
Yeah. Upon it there is an ocean milk.
Upon there is an ocean of milk, and within the ocean there is an island known as Swetadipa. It is clearly indicated that this planet is situated above the 7 planetary systems of the rishis, and because this planet is Vishnu Loka, it is worshipped by all other planetary systems. Okay. It may be questioned here, what will happen to the planets known as Dhruvaloka at the time of dissolution of this universe? The answer is simple. Dhruvaloka remains like other Vaikuntha Lokas beyond this universe. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura has commented in this connection that the very word Navartate indicates that this planet is eternal.
Okay. So I think Hare Krishna. Yeah. So thank you, devotees, for this. Like I did not refer to this portion of the Srimad Bhagavatam, but then now this has answered. Padma Mataji, I hope it has answered your question.
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much.
Thanks to Krishna Murti Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna
everyone.
Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna
everyone.
Mataji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes. Somebody
Hare
wants to
Krishna
say
Mataji.
something? Yes.
Yeah, Mataji, so Dhruvaloka is in the material world only, but it is Vaikuntha. Is my understanding correct, Mataji?
Correct. Yes. It is in the material world, but still it is a Vaikuntha planet. Vaikuntha means it does not, that is what the shloka that we read, when the universe is destroyed, this is not destroyed, is what it is given in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Mataji, one more question. Is Mahavishnu in the material world or in the spiritual world, Mataji? Or from Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, it is, I mean, from there, it's the material world starts.
Okay.
From where exactly the material world starts, Mataji?
Okay. I have one more thing to read. Shall we read this and then can we discuss?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
So, portion of this we will read, right? Can somebody read the translation? This is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6. This is Purusha Sukta confirmed. Yeah. So, Mili Mataji can read the shloka. Is it visible? It is clear, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, please read the shloka.
सैष आद्यः पुरुषः कल्पे कल्पे सृजत्यजः आत्मात्मन्यात्मना संयच्छति पत्पाति च.
Okay, thank you.
I think the meter is not correct.
We are all learning, do not worry. The process is going on, so it's okay. Yeah, Sindhu Mataji, can you please read the translation?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. That translation.
By Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Original Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, expanding his plenary portion as Mahavishnu, the first incarnation, creates this manifested cosmos, but he is unborn. The creation, however, takes place in him, and the material substance and manifestations are all himself. He maintains them for some time and absorbs them into himself again.
Okay. Yeah.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll read a portion of the purport from here, okay, and then we can. Yeah, Sudha Mataji, the original personality of Godhead. Can you
Hare
please
Krishna
start?
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. The original personality of Godhead, Adya Govinda, expands himself as the Mahavishnu incarnation and rests in the causal ocean, which he himself creates. The Brahma Samhita 5.47 confirms this as follows. Yah karanarnava jaleva jatisma yoga nidra mananta jagadanda saroma upa adhara shakti mavalambya sparam swamurtim govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Lord Brahmaji says in his Brahma Samhita, I worship the primeval Lord Govinda who lies down in the causal ocean in his plenary portion as Mahavishnu with all the universes generating from the pores of hair on his transcendental body and who accepts the mystic slumber of eternity. So this Mahavishnu is the first.
Yeah, Prashanti Mataji can read the next part. Yes.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So this translation by Prabhupada ki jai. So this Mahavishnu is the first incarnation in the creation, and from him all the universes are generated and all material manifestations are produced, one after another. The causal ocean is created by the Lord as the Mahat Tattva, as a cloud in the spiritual sky, and is only a part of his different manifestations. The spiritual sky is an expansion of his personal race, and he is the Mahat Tattva cloud also. He lies down and generates the universes by his breathing, and again by entering into each universe as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. He creates Brahma, Shiva, and many other demigods for maintenance of the universe, and again absorbs the whole thing into his person as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 9.7.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, what was the question? Somebody asked a question.
Me, Mataji, Prashanti only.
Yes, ma'am.
From where exactly the material world starts, Mataji? Is so Karnadaksha Vishnu is also in spiritual world or I mean material world?
The Lord is all pervasive. He can be in the material world, he can be in the spiritual world also, isn't it? So that why is this question arising? I mean, he is there everywhere, right? In fact, if you listen to the acharyas, and if you refer to shloka 7:19 of Bhagavad Gita, what does it say? Bahunam janmanam ante gnanavan mapapatyante. What is the gnana that Mahatma after Bahunam janmanam ante? What is he saying? Vasudevam sarvamiti samahatma sudurlava. There is nothing away from the Lord, right? So your question whether the Lord, your question whether Krishna or Vishnu is in the material universe or in the spiritual, he is there both here and there.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Not exactly only that, Mataji. So Karna, the Viraja river is in spiritual world or material
Viraja
world?
river is like a border. Like if I have
Okay.
to go to Pakistan, there will be a India-Pakistan border.
And Kaushal Ocean, Mataji?
Causal ocean is the Karna. Causal ocean is below. If you see that picture, Viraja river is the border, and after that is the causal ocean where Mahavishnu lies.
Yes, Mataji. So it's in material world.
It is in the causal ocean. Yeah, you material world in the sense causal ocean, Karna ocean. I wouldn't know what
Hare
to say.
Krishna,
Whether
Mataji.
it is
Can I
a
interrupt?
material.
What I
Yeah.
heard was, Mataji, material world starts from Brahma.
Material world starts from Brahma. But
Brahma
then
onwards.
if you see in the Karna ocean, right? The Karna ocean, Mahavishnu, when he's breathing out the oceans. I mean, he's breathing out the universes.
Universe.
Right? So the Karna ocean, yeah, that's a very nice question. What Prashanti Mataji asked, whether Karna ocean is in the material world or in the spiritual world. Now, you see, if you again come to the material world, like now we read Shweta Dvipa, which is an eternal abode, is also there within each universe. Now, will you call this material universe as spiritual or material? Because you have
That's what is confusing, Mataji.
Okay. That is why,
That would be spiritual, Mataji. Wherever the Lord is there, it is Vaikuntha.
Even I think Karna is
See,
spiritual.
you see, okay, now if we have read Bhagavad Gita, the introduction given by Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita, he talks about, once again, he talks about 5 things that Bhagavad Gita talks, 5 subjects. What are the 5 subjects?
Mataji, Ishwar, Jeev,
Kal, karma.
Kal,
Time,
Prakriti,
Karma,
Jiva, karma.
Kala, Karma.
Yeah. Paramatma, Atma, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. Kala and Karma, right? And then if you read further, Srila Prabhupada says, only one thing is not permanent. Okay? And what is that?
Karma.
Karma. So there it's saying Prakriti is also permanent. Only we see when it is manifest, when it is an unmanifested form, it is within the Garbha of Vishnu. Okay, and it is temporary. But I mean temporary in the sense, when it is unmanifested, when it comes out of Vishnu, when he breathes out the universe, then it is not destroyed. When it is what you can say, when the universe, when the each day of Brahma or the Mahapralaya happens, what happens? The living entities which are not going back to the spiritual world, they go into the stomach of Vishnu, and then they are sleeping. There's a long duration of sleep, and then when Mahavishnu again breathes out the universes as per their karma, then each of us are getting our bodies. Have you heard of this?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So now, yeah. So this is how, you know, that is why Srila Prabhupada says we have to, if we are able to read these three books, that is Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then why he is saying we have to read these books? See, only when you try to relate a little with all these things, we will be able to understand. Now, when on one hand we are going on saying this world is temporary, this world don't, yes, it is temporary in the sense that, you know, we don't belong to this world, yes, because we are being born. What is being born? The bodies that we take because of our karma comes into picture, and you know, it gets annihilated when the karma is finished. And then if we don't go back to the Vaikuntha, or we go back to the spiritual world, then again, but that Atma is there, the eternality is there. So even Prakriti, with the 5 subjects that we spoke about in Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti is nothing but the material universe, isn't it? Even that is, I mean, that is only changing. You know, there's that is why if you see, the word manifest and unmanifest is used, right? So yes, it's a little confusing. You know, you think you understand.
It's confusing.
Yes.
Actually,
so
we have to contemplate on this subject matter.
Yeah, a lot of reading, and more than a lot of reading and all that, a lot of surrender is required to understand this. Because by reading, we read a lot of things today. We read the Brahma Samhita, we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, we read Bhagavatam, right? So, and then we touched upon Bhagavad Gita also. So that is why, you know, Yasya Deve Para Bhaktir Tatha Deve Tatha Guru.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. So, Mataji, according, just correct me if I'm wrong, I just understood in this way, like Karana ocean is there, then once the Lord is breathing out, the universes are formed, and in the Goloka chat, we are seeing that one material universe is given, right? So, that is the material thing, right? So, then that means the Karana ocean is a spiritual.
Karana ocean is spiritual. Yeah, because see, it is not one universe it is created. When he's
breathing, so like that, all the other universes, that those are meant as material. So
yes. Universe is material. Yes, universe is material. But Mahavishnu lying on the Karana Jala,
that is not material.
That's spiritual, Mataji.
That water is coming from Vishnu on there. You know, when he sweats, that is Karana Jala is created. Yes, perspiration. So in that perspiration, because it is coming from Vishnu, it is spiritual.
That's why Mataji, they say like during annihilation, from Brahma onwards, the entire thing goes back. It gets destroyed.
Mahavishnu, the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu also.
Brahmaloka, whoever is in Brahmaloka, including Brahma, just reading in the Brahmaloka, they don't have gross bodies, the subtle bodies. After 311 trillion, 40 billion years, right? They all get liberated. But it is a long duration that, you know, if you go to Brahmaloka, right?
Mataji, can you come again? Can you tell this once again?
Brahmaloka, in Brahmaloka, okay, there all the yogis, you know, the super yogis, like all, they are in the Brahmaloka. They don't have gross bodies. They have only the subtle bodies. Okay, and in the Mahapralaya, after Brahma's 100 years, Brahma and all those living entities in the Brahmaloka go directly to the Vaikuntha planets or Goloka as per their bhavas. They go to the spiritual world. When the Mahapralaya happened, Mahapralaya in the sense after 100 years of Brahma.
Okay, so then
the other living entities, the other living entities in the universe, it's not necessary everybody is liberated. It depends on what is the frame of mind, what are their karmas, what are they still wanting. They go into the stomach of Mahavishnu.
Okay. So Mataji, I have a question. So now you said Brahma is going, Brahma and the liberated souls, they will go to Vaikuntha or wherever they are destined, they will go. So, and when during the other, sorry, when the Lord creates one more time this universe, then the Brahma will change, right?
Yes.
So, and I'm asking in daily activity of Brahma, like after a day of Brahma. Yeah, so that can you explain, Mataji, that annihilation, how does it happen?
After 1 day of, see, we are talking of different. Can we just read this, Mataji? Who was speaking? I'm sorry, I didn't get who was speaking. Mataji, who was asking me?
Myself, Anita Ramya.
Okay, Mataji, can you just read this Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya? This part of the Bhagavatam, Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya. Can you see this?
सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकां कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पादौ विसृजामि अहम्. O son of Kunti, when the kalpa or the duration of the life of Brahma is ended, then all the created manifestations enter into my prakriti or energy, and again when I desire, the same creation takes place by my personal energy. The conclusion is that these are all but displays of the Lord's inconceivable personal energies, of which no one can have any full information. This point we have already discussed. Hari bol. What we just
Srila Prabhupada,
you cannot understand. Yeah, it's incredible.
Anyway, see there are, from what little I understood. See now, Kalpa. Now we have 4 cycles, right? Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. After Kali Yuga, what happens?
Again, Satya Yoga. Satya.
So even the Pradaya, even the destruction is in their different antas, in different levels. Okay. So like now we have just finished Dwapar Yuga and we have come to Kali Yuga. So there are some entities which, like us, who have come into Kali Yuga, right? So the same way after Kali Yuga into Satya Yuga, some entities go to Satya Yuga, and then there are some entities which may not be qualified to go to Satya Yuga. Then they go into Vishnu's stomach, right? And like this, one day, 1,000 cycles of this is one kalpa. One kalpa means one.
So Mataji, sorry again. After this 4 yugas are getting over, there is a partial annihilation, or what, Mataji?
No, there is a partial annihilation in the sense, it's like a transition. Now, like if you say, now at the end of today evening, okay, after night, then the day starts, right? It's a transition, right? So the same way, Kali Yuga will end and it will transit to Satya Yuga.
Yeah, okay.
That transition is there, right? Okay. Now, when that actual, 1 day of Brahma, then day of Brahma is over, then night of Brahma starts. He sleeps. So when he sleeps, then all the living entities are also in that Nidra. Then we are talking about such 100 such years, then the Mahapralayya happens. So even the destruction is in different, different phases based on the time frames. It is 1 day of Brahma, then from day of Brahma to night, and after night of Brahma, then again living entities are created, and they are so many things. And then the conclusion, I will read the conclusion, is that all these displays are Lord's inconceivable personal energies, of which no one can have full information. This point we have already discussed. Srila Prabhupada is saying this, so it will be very, what you say, definitely, when I'm reading it, I think I would have understood, I can explain. But then when I come to explain and some questions like this, then there is some churn of doubt even in my this thing. Okay, am I saying it right or have I understood?
I also have one more doubt, Mataji. This Virat Rupa we are studying even in Bhagavatam also, right? So Virat Rupa formation is for the each universe, or it is for
each universe. Yes. See, not just each universe. Okay. Each time when Kali Yuga, when Kali Yuga, I mean when Dwapar Yuga end, this Yuddha happens. Okay, each time there is a Virata Rupa. It is not once, no.
Okay, yeah. Every time after annihilation, after destruction, then again when the creation starts,
Kali Yuga happens, one more Virata Rupa. That is why, we read somewhere that it changes. The Virata Rupa changes because, that is over. And then again another Virata Rupa based on who is there, what is there. Some changes will be there.
Oh, this one I didn't know, Mataji. Okay, so there is change in the Virat Rupa also.
See, I'll tell you I have told this example. With this example, I try to understand. I can just share this, hopefully. See, when we talk about this Bhasmasura pastime, Mohini, right? Right. This I heard from one Madhva Acharya, right? He said how limited is our understanding, or how we are limited. Now, what we know, when Bhasmasura was given the boon of that whosoever head he keeps the hand, they will get destroyed, right? So what Lord Shiva does, he wants to keep it on Shiva's head. He starts running, and then Lord Vishnu comes in Mohini Rupa. Then she is dancing, and then she keeps her. He's so bewildered by her beauty, and then Bhasmasura is dancing. Then he keeps she keeps her hand on his head, and that's how he gets. Okay. So in that particular lecture, he said there's so many kalpas, so many these things. There is one more version, right? Where Shiva is running, and behind him Bhasmasura is running. And then Lord Vishnu comes as a Putta Brahmana, I mean as a small Brahmana he comes. And then the Brahmana is asking Bhasmasura, hey, why are you running? So he says, look, that Shiva, he gave me some benediction and I wanted to test. So I'm trying to run behind him to test. So Vishnu, as a Brahmana, he asked, what did he give? He says, if I put my head on anybody, he will get destroyed. He will get Bhasma. That is why he is called Bhasmasura. So then he says, okay, no, he is lying. You put your hand on my head, he says, as a small Brahmana. Vishnu has come as small Brahmana. So Bhasmasura puts his head on this Brahmana, who is none other than Vishnu, and nothing happens. See, he says, see, he is lying. Now put it on your head, he says, and Bhasmasura puts it on his head and he gets destroyed. So why he was telling this story is, this pastime is, each kalpa, each this thing, there are so many variants. That is how we can understand that the Lord's incarnations are unlimited. In each Brahmanda, okay, in each Brahmanda, each kalpa, the Lord comes in a different type. And we know as, Vishnu, I mean, like Krishna comes like this, Varaha. Even if you see sometimes Varaha and Shweta, white color and brown, we have seen all these little things, it's been touched upon in Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. And even if you hear Acharyas say, whatever 18,000 slokas is, if you go to the heavenly planets, Bhagavatam is much more than these 18,000 slokas. Right? So in this way, why I am saying all this is that I am so limited. This is my limited understanding. Like how Brahma, after hundreds of his years, divine years, he meditated on the Lord. And what did he say? He told Krishna that what did you understand? Krishna asked him when he appears. He said, I understand that I don't understand anything. So I am repeating, I understand that I don't understand anything. Only by my Guru's mercy and all your blessings, I'm trying to do some little justice of what I'm able to comprehend and trying to share. So all of you have helped me a lot today with a lot of this thing. So the shloka that we read, the main aspect of Yoga Nidra, all that we discussed now about universes being created and annihilated happens in Mahavishnu's Yoga Nidra. So the difference between Lord's Nidra and our Nidra. Our Nidra, we are gone. We don't know what is happening, right? But the Lord creates universes. So imagine whom we are trying to understand, right? Whom we are trying to say. In Nidra and in his pose, he is creating unlimited universes. Unlimited universes. And there is unlimited in each universe. There's a billion-headed Brahma. Our Brahma is supposed to be the smallest. So our intelligence is supposed to be a little more limited than the beings in other universes. So with that note, I would like to just not conclude, close here saying that we need to keep on reading this in various scriptures, hear from various acharyas, and then after all that, please sit and chant and beg the Guru, please try to make me understand something, right? That's the only way we are going to try to understand, because lot of things we hear from many speakers, many acharyas, but if we have to understand, it is only Govinda Icha. It has to happen as Govinda Icha. Okay.
Thank you so much,
Small question, Mataji.
Yes,
now,
Mataji.
from Mahavishnu's body, when the sweat comes out, from this ocean in the material world, ocean forms from that.
No, material universe, ocean. See, if you see that picture, it is like a bubble in the Karna ocean. It's a bubble, right?
Yeah.
So again, when the Garbhodaka ocean, okay, I don't want to speculate. Maybe it is the perspiration of Garbhodaka, the water is created. I'll have to check on this, Mataji.
Yeah, because I heard so.
Mataji, that is
Yes, Mataji. I also
Karanadakshay
heard
Vishnu.
like that only.
Karanadakshay Vishnu.
No,
Yeah, Karanadakshay Vishnu's perspiration only, the material universe is
ocean is.
So Mataji is talking about the ocean in Garbhodaka, in the inside each universe, isn't it?
Yes, what Mataji? That is filled with Karanadakshay Vishnu's perspiration.
Perspiration, yes, that's what I know.
I also heard and I read also, Mataji.
Inside each universe also.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
You can see this
So
in
that's
chart,
how our
Mataji.
universe
Chart is
is
also.
filled, half of our universe is filled with water, and after that Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is lying and Brahma is originating from there. It's really very confusing, Mataji.
Yes,
But
interesting also. It's very interesting also.
We are confused in the right way, if you ask me. I think going further, Brahma Samhita, through the Brahma Samhita, eventually, because of our endeavor, trying to comprehend something, hopefully all of us should be a little more wiser than what we started.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Nice class. Very nice.
Mataji, can I ask a question?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Somebody, yeah, somebody.
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is Prashanti. Can I ask a question? Mataji, can you tell me why it is called Yoga Nidra, Mataji?
Because it is Yoga Nidra. Yoga, see, yoga means what? Something transcendental. It is not Tamog Nidra like ours. What do we do in our sleep? I mean, like there are times when people have fallen off from their sleep also. But Yoga Nidra, he is creating universes. Imagine he is breathing. We are breathing, people go far away from us. Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu is sleeping and breathing. He is creating universes from his pores. When he breathes, he is creating this whole Brahmanda, and not one Brahmanda. Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayaka means he is creating, unlimited number of universes. So it is called Yoga Nidra.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Danut Pranam, Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji, I wanted to say it is all very confusing and intimidating. So, is it a good thing to read first Bhagavatam, then read the Brahma Samhita, or how to go about it? Because clarity has a bit of clarity. I mean, it's
very
the first
good.
time I'm hearing.
Yes.
How
Correct,
to
Mataji.
approach all this, Mataji? Please guide.
First, approach is we have some kind of weekly connects also to do basics. We start from basics, why is spirituality needed and all that, and then we go to Bhagavad Gita. From Bhagavad Gita, we come to Bhagavatam, and then Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then Brahma Samhita, and the other. In fact, even before Brahma Samhita, you have something called Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion. These take us through steps, proper steps for us to understand these things. Right? It is not wrong to listen Brahma Samhita initially, but then it should not be a deterrent. I would give one quotation. Hold your disbelief in suspension, it says. I forget the person who quoted this. Hold your disbelief in suspension, it says. Right? You might have a lot of doubts, but just hold it. Today I may not understand, but then eventually by chanting and by association and by some service, it's only through devotional service that we get to understand all these things. That is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Vidhi pranipatena pariprashtena sevaya. You can ask questions when? After you do seva. Some seva, wherever you are connected, if you are able to do, then we'll be little.
But Mataji, just now we got some reference for chapter 12 in Srimad Bhagavatam. Is it okay to refer while we are on third canto? Can we refer to chapter 12 and read that thing about creation?
Yes, we can. Yeah. But then if we are getting a little bewildered, or we are getting doubt about, too much of doubt about what Krishna is saying there, then hold it.
Yeah, okay.
Then hold it. Okay, go through the verse. That is why Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada and Acharya said, never jump. Go through the first canto.
Yes, I understand, Mataji. Okay.
Okay,
thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Taken a lot of time. Thank you very much, everybody. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyeva.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice class.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for the wonderful session and clarifying our doubts.
Thanks a lot.
Hare Krishna,
Hopefully, I
Danvat Pranam.
clarified.